Hey guys, it's Miranda Burke with Dear Nettie Make Theater Productions. So as you know, we are ending the new we're ending the decade and heading into a new one. We're heading into 2020. So I'm super excited. It's funny because this vlog is gonna be a day later than we normally post. We always post on Mondays. Let me be honest. A sister has been on winter break from school and the days have ran over. There have been days where I've stayed in my pajamas longer than I should have. I have been just lounging in my bed. I have taken so many naps, okay, honey? So, I forgot that the vlog was due on Monday. So I had to do it Monday nights. So tonight I'm actually filming. So you guys will see this on Tuesday. So and it's funny because as I was beating my face, you guys know my sister loves to beat her face. Have on my beat today. I did a little rainbow, colorful, just different, just colorful. I love these colors. I did that today. But as I was making myself up, beating my face for our vlog, I was thinking like, what do I want to talk about? Because I done talked about, my favorite play. I done talked about, just the process of No Ordinary Love. Something, I was like, what do I really want to talk about? And I think I just want to talk about learning how to push no matter what in your dreams. For me, when I started this thing, when I started Dear Nettie May, you guys know I started this in 2008. Well, you can also know I took a 2-year break when I went to school. So it's funny for me, I didn't start right at the beginning of the decade doing shows. I picked it back up in 12 because I was studying those 2 years. But when I started this thing, it was really about being persistent and pushing. I had failure moments. Oh my God. I had shows that just were not the best shows. I had shows that were phenomenal. But I learned how to press no matter what. So I think for me, the biggest takeaway that I got out of this decade is learning how to press through it. Because sometimes you get so frustrated with things not going your way or trying to live up to that social media hype. And it's funny because I had a conversation with my mother about this a couple of days ago. And I told her, I said, you know what? I'm getting really tired of social media. And she was like, well, what do you mean? And I'm like, I noticed that people are just in this space where they're announcing their every move. And I'm like, I'm just tired of it. And it's not that I'm happy for people, I'm very happy for people seeing the things that they're doing right now. But sometimes I notice that we as people, sometimes we announce things too prematurely. And then when it don't happen, people are like, what happened with this? And what happened with that? And whatnot. And I'm guilty of that. So, I'm not saying it to downplay anybody else. I've done it myself. And it's because I was living up to the pressures of trying to fit in with social media. And I'm like, we don't have to do that. So for me, that was one of my biggest takeaways. And, one of the life lessons that I said I was going to head into going into 2020 was to be more practical, being more relationship based and building relationships off of social media, off the grid rather than like, oh, okay, I'm going on this trip this year. I'm going to Bali. I'm going to, the Dominican Republic or whatever. Or I got this interview and like I'm finding that I want to just live in the moment rather than just like document and then just putting it up on a gram or on the book and just letting everybody else know. And that was like for Dear Nettie May, that's something that we are heading into. And we want to get back to that principle because the thing is, we're like really relationship based. And I know for me, a lot of this came about when I started the relationship goals journey. When we started to work on that and talking about dating and social media and, starting to do my research on social media and how social media has damaged our social skills, when we deal with each other. So I know for Dear Nettie May, that's just something that we personally want to work on. So I know that's been one of my biggest takeaways leaving this decade, entering into the new one. So I will also say another takeaway is for Dear Nettie May, mainly me, is don't be disappointed when people have to walk out of your vision, because some people are not meant to stay with you. That was a struggle for me in the last 10 years of me doing play. Well, not 10 years, I'm sorry, 12 years. Heading into year 12, that had been a struggle, because it was like, oh, I've been knowing this person forever. Why are they not a part of the journey anymore? Or, how could this person do this to me and whatnot? And it's funny because it's twofold today. Sometimes they're not supposed to. Sometimes God will just be like, okay, they did what they were supposed to do. You have to let them go and you move on. So that's fold one. The other fold of that is sometimes it's not always them, sometimes it's you. So could it be that maybe God is just dealing some areas in your life to where you can grow and you can stretch and get healed from those areas that you need to be healed from? I know personally for me, there were some areas that I discovered that it was not the other people. It was typically me. So I had to take some time off. I had to take a season to reflect, to seek God and gain wisdom on how I can be a better person and to heal. And I know for me, as I headed, it was funny because after with this ring last year, I headed into that season of let me figure out what's going on with me and versus everybody else. Because sometimes we do get in this frame of mind where we think it's everybody else's fault, but it's not everybody else's fault. Sometimes it's you. So I had experienced both instances. I've experienced in these last 12 years, especially in this past decade, I experienced people having to be cut out of my life because God was like, okay, that is over with. We need to make the cut. But I've also experienced, especially more recently, that it was something going on inside of me that God was pruning and saying, I need to deal with this with you personally. So that was another life lesson that I got out of this decade. So, but overall, I'm just so thankful that God is allowing us to move forward and whatnot. And again, we are going to still be on social media. We're going to still have you guys follow our journey. I'm still going to do the vlogs every week and whatnot. But I really, really want to connect with you guys outside of social media. So, if you have businesses where you want us to come out and just sit down and talk to you, so like hairstylists, nail technicians, business owners, put your information down. Send us an email at dear.nettiemay@gmail.com and we'll come to you and we'll talk to you about our vision and what Dear Nettie May believes in and what our plays are about and whatnot. And I really just want to do a face-to-face thing. So we'll still connect here. I love doing these vlogs. Don't get me wrong. This is where I get the opportunity to release and just share with you guys about what's going on. You'll still get to meet my cast. You'll still get to follow that journey and whatnot. But I just really want to connect with the people. I want to get back to that because that's my heart. And that's where, God is showing me that's what we're about as Dear Nettie May. So, but overall, I just want to thank you guys so much for rocking with us since 2008, since behind closed doors. If you've been rocking with us that long, thank you guys so much. And then thank you to the new people who have been rocking with us since Love Changes. Most of this decade I spent playing Marissa Santiago. So since I've been playing her since 2013, and I'm just thankful that I'm heading into a new decade releasing her for a season. So if you've been rocking with us since that journey, just thank you guys so much. But I'm so grateful that you get to see what we're heading into going into 2020. Make sure you follow us on Instagram. We're Dear.NettieMay Official. Make sure you follow us on Facebook, Dear.NettieMay Theater Productions. Follow us on all of our social media handles. So, but Happy New Year's. Please be safe, be prosperous. We love you. God bless. Thank you guys. Bye.